water signs. Okay, so I'm sorry if this is like the multiple part video you watched, like you've watched the other ones. But I'm Alex. Um, so I did a Twitter poll, and you guys all wanted to see a video, a mini video for signs for this upcoming week. So that's what I did and currently doing. So make sure to follow me on Patreon if you like content like this. I definitely give way more in-depth readings on my Patreon, Virgo Visions, which I will link down below. And continue to follow me on Twitter if this is I'm assuming this is like how you found me, but follow me on Twitter at Virgo Alex K. I do offer personal readings through my Twitter. You can DM me there. All of that information is on my pin tweet, and I also do have my rates and stuff on my Patreon as well. It's only $2 a month. I do have a $5 tier, which does allow you to have a personal reading, which is 10 minutes through a voice message, and I do contact you to figure out what you want that reading to be about. And there are limited spots available, so I would definitely sign up for that as soon as possible, but there are unlimited spots available for my $2 tier. So that's a really good discount because my 10-minute sessions for my personal readings are $10. So just to know, you get that plus, live access to my live streams as well as other video content. And I do have messages for Libra season that are way more in depth than this for the signs. And then I also have love messages for October. Things like that, which is a pick a card. And I really listen to a lot of the feedback that I get and what people are actually wanting to see content-wise. So definitely make sure that you guys, give me feedback. Let me know if you like this. But thank you guys so much for your support. So this is messages for water signs for this upcoming week, which is going to be October 19th through the 25th. So let's do Cancer first. Okay. Messages on both the universe, the divine spirits, my guides, and this reading. For Cancers, ooh, Hanged Man. I just feel like this week is just not anyone's week, and I think it's just because it's the end of Libra season, so it's the universe is trying to balance things, and Scorpio, I think, has a lot of interesting energy, and we're also in a Mercury retrograde, so there's just a lot going on right now, So messages for Cancers. Okay, death. Oof, y'all, it's getting heated. But yes, okay, Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles has been coming out a lot. I think in my air sign reading, every single reading, they got the Four of Pentacles. So huge message of letting go. And I do these for Sun, Moon, Rising. This particular messages, I think, are more geared towards Sun, Moon, and Rising. So definitely make sure to check that out. I don't want that many cards, Spirit, please. Just a few, a few more. The messages, Cancer, this upcoming week. But definitely give me your feedback. I love it. I need it because, that helps me figure out what kind of content everyone wants to see. Okay, Justice reversed. 10 of Wands and reverse 9 of Swords. Okay, one more card, please. And 6 of Wands. Okay, so we're ending on a slightly positive note. Bottom deck energy is 9 of Wands reversed. Okay, so right away, I'm seeing you guys are kind of learning things through the hard way. The Hanged Man to me is just learning lessons in the hardest way possible. With death here, I think that you're closing out cycles this week, so I think things are probably going to be ending for you guys. I'm seeing, especially with the Hanged Man too, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you guys are coming out of a very small kind of tower moment, so maybe just things that really just uprooted your life. With 9 of Wands as your bottom deck energy and then 10 of Wands here too, I think that maybe the overall energy for this week is just you're just feeling very stressed, very burdened. I think maybe too, you guys are you're very stubborn. I think this week, Cancers, you guys need to let things go. And I think the way that you guys are approaching the problems in your life are just way too stubborn, way too headstrong, and you guys are not approaching it with enough compromise, okay? You guys need to be able to recognize the things that need to be let go of your life and recognize you can't carry all of these 10 of Wands, okay? With the 3 of Pentacles, I think that, the Three of Pentacles is you accomplished stuff. So give yourself a round of applause, pat yourself on the back, okay? You've come this far, okay? With the Hangman and the Death, these things are ending are not losses, okay? They are measures of success. So this could be, you know, positive endings, okay? So like you really learned the lessons that you really needed to through the Hanged Man, you know, the things that are closing out, the person you're becoming and transforming into. Like this is really positive, but it's not over, okay? With reverse justice, I also think that maybe going back to, you know, the bottom deck energy of Knight of Wands, just things have not been completely fair. Maybe things have not been equal or, you know, equally reciprocated to you. I think maybe just situations in general, especially with this Hanged Man, you know, there are a lot of lessons that you've been learning, maybe in October. You do have new love that came out, but Ten of Wands, you know, there's so much extra burdens here that is part of, I think, why you're feeling like everything is unfair. Oh, soulmate. Stay optimistic about your love life. Love yourself first. Okay. But with the Nine of Swords here too, I think you guys are just very stressed. You're very, you know, I think a lot of the things that are ending have really put things into perspective for you. With the Six of Wands though, you guys are still pushing forward. Okay. So these aren't like devastating setbacks. With the Nine of Swords reversed here, you know, this is a card about, you know, mourning and grief, but when it's reversed like this, I like to interpret it as like you guys are kind of recognizing where this has come from, and there's still healing that's able to like happen, and you're kind of progressing forward. There is a little bit of a self-sabotagey air to this as well though. Like you kind of knew that your actions were probably going to cause this Nine of Swords energy, kind of cause this devastation, but you did it anyways. And I think maybe like the Hangman and the Death, like that's kind of like the cycle that's closing out. But I think towards the end of the week, you're kind of ushering forward like Sunday, probably you're ushering for like a better week. But again, it's recognizing that like you need to, you know, readjust your expectations of people, and like yes, life is unfair and things are difficult, but you have to do more than just acknowledge that. You have to actually start working progressively towards that change, Cancers. You got to be the change in which you got to be that change that you want to see in the world, okay? I really butchered that quote by Gandhi, but also Gandhi was not the best person in the world. So new love, soulmate, stay optimistic about your love life, love yourself first, okay? So I really think those are important messages, not just within your romance, but I think throughout. But I do see, like, for some of you might be having new love come in, or for some of you might be recognizing that a love that's entered into your life is a soulmate. Stay optimistic about your love life and love yourself first. I'm seeing that part of your burdens are probably because you've again, with justice is all about imbalance too, and unfair situations. So maybe you guys have been feeding more into this connection than the other person. So maybe step back, you know, from those things and let them step up for once, okay? But make sure you guys are not losing yourself in these connections, Cancers. Make sure you're speaking up, and recognizing that just because like you guys had one fight, or maybe things are not going as smoothly as you would like, does not mean that this is not like a forever person, or that this is not a connection worth investing in, okay? But again, if it does make you feel like very awful and upsetting, you know, maybe just like take a step back, you know, retreat from the connection for a little bit. But I'm seeing that a full retreat is not necessary for most of you. But again, with the Hangman and Death, this is all about endings and, you know, transformation. So ending something to start something new. So that is always going to be a really difficult time. So I think this week is really, you know, ushering in the start of really great things. But with the Ten of Wands, you know, and the Justice, like things are unfair right now, but I think it's gonna hurt you a little bit, but you have to begin letting things go, okay? I think maybe like you're gonna have to quit a job and find something else, or, you know, maybe like stepping away from those connections that aren't serving you, that aren't like making you happy anymore, you know, figuring out what those little adjustments need to come to with this Nine of Swords. And I think you guys are really already kind of know what those are going to be, because with the Hanged Man and, you know, the Death, you've already learned these like cycles, and you've already learned these lessons. It's just kind of putting it more into action now. And the Six of Wands, you guys are going to do that, okay? But Nine of Wands, it's really important, like this week, is not to back down, okay? I mean, like, not to back down in the sense, like, make sure you're compromising with people and you're reaching out and you're asking for help, but now is not a time to, you know, just settle, okay? Now is not a time to just stagnate, okay? You've accomplished stuff, and that's really great and like good for you, but it's like there's still more effort needed. So I'm really sorry if you guys are looking forward for a rest. Definitely take those small breaks when you can, but I don't think this upcoming week is going to be like a super boring or restful week for you guys. But make sure and figuring out what burdens you actually want to carry. All right. Scorpios. Messages for the week for Scorpios. Scorpios, I hope you guys are going to have a positive week. I'm Scorpio rising. No, but I do. I do. It seems like for most people, for most of the signs, like this upcoming week is really like trial by fire. Okay. Reversed Hermit, Page of Pentacles, reversed Eight of Wands, Scorpios. Okay. Okay, so you guys, I think, are walking away from connections, either that or you guys are kind of going into victim mode. Okay, Page of Pentacles, I think maybe you're purposely taking yourself away from these situations. Now, Reverse Hermit can be interpreted one of two ways. It's either you're going into hermit mode, like, for no reason, like this is going to hurt you in the long run, or you're stepping away and that's a good thing. Okay. And with Page of Pentacles, I think you're maybe just figuring out, you're coming up with new ideas, figuring out new ways to go. But with reverse Eight of Wands, I'm thinking that maybe, and the Four of Pentacles, yeah, the direction that you're heading in is not great this upcoming week. So maybe with the Hermit, maybe you've been retreating a little too much. Maybe you've been playing the victim a little bit too much. And you know, you're hurt and your feelings are totally valid, but it's really important to remember that sometimes you also, you know, you play a role in your life. You're not always like a backseat driver. And so it's important sometimes to realize where you've messed up. Okay, reverse King of Wands, yep. So maybe there's someone who's been very controlling in your life, or maybe there's just things that's been out of your control that have really been affecting you, and kind of forcing you into this direction that you don't really want to go into this direction, but you feel like you have no choice. These videos have just steadily been getting longer and longer. Okay, one more card, Nine of Pentacles. But I see, okay, so Nine of Pentacles, that's a good energy. Let me have Nine of Swords. Okay, so bottom deck energy is reverse King of Pentacles. Okay, so you might be kind of going through it. You might really, I think maybe there's just a lot of people in your life right now that are kind of taking up a lot of your time, a lot of your energy. Either that, or it's just like you are in these areas and you're just not, okay, yeah. So I'm thinking too that like with the reverse Four of Pentacles and then the reverse King of Pentacles bottom deck energy, I think Scorpios, you've been too focused on, you know, work or school or your academics, okay? And I think maybe even with the reverse Eight of Wands, you might be, yeah, you're just focusing on the wrong things right now, and you guys are really focusing on your money and your coin, and you're really trying to, you know, get your money up, but it's actually kind of hurting you guys. Make sure you guys aren't being reckless too. I'm thinking like there's going to be a lot of obstacles, and maybe that's like what's also frustrating you, and you guys are really clinging onto one way of doing things. So I think if you guys are moving forward with like a project or a creative idea, you guys are putting in a lot of effort, and you're getting a lot of resistance, and so maybe it's time to like go back to the drawing board and figure out another way to do this, or maybe it's just not the right time, or maybe this is just not the right thing for you right now. Reverse King of Wands, this is someone who is just like a very aggressive, loud person, okay? So maybe going into this reverse Eight of Wands energy, maybe you're being a little too aggressive with this. Maybe you're not working well enough with others, okay? And it's the same thing when anytime that the kings are, even queens, like a lot of times when the court cards are reversed, it kind of just means you're not really working well with others. And then you have reverse Knight of Swords too. So I just feel like you're trying to be very reckless, but all of your focus and energy is being misdirected. You really want this Nine of Pentacles. You've already accomplished some. You already kind of have this garden, but you want it bigger, and that's totally like, that's great. Like you're trying to get your hustle up, like that's great, trying to get your bag up, but like it's time to really step back, step down, okay, and figure out new ways to do this, because you have these creative ideas, you have these ways, but I really feel like you guys are very stubborn Scorpios, okay? This week you're being very stubborn about things, okay? With forgiving and learning coming out too, I think it's really important that maybe with the reverse King of Wands, if you guys have been, you know, a little aggressive, or you guys have been neglecting other people in your life, maybe it's time to, you know, forgive them. I also think maybe like look to your past and kind of recognize, because maybe this is a pattern that you're repeating. I think especially with this reverse Hermit energy, I think maybe you guys have this habit of like running away, or just like investing your time into areas that you know maybe you shouldn't, and then you're neglecting other areas of your life. So if this sounds familiar and this is resonating, maybe, you know, check that out. There's like another card that wants to come out. Oh, there's a bunch of cards wanted to come out. Okay. Heart-to-heart conversations, flirt, separation, and honeymoon. Okay, so I really think the honeymoon and separation are for different people. So I think for a lot of you, forgiving and learning, heart-to-heart conversation, and maybe are really important, and then past life relationship, flirt, and then separation. So I really feel like for a lot of y'all, there's a lot of conversations that I think that need to happen. I think maybe forgiveness on your end, but forgiveness on other people's end as well. So maybe asking forgiveness and also maybe giving that when you can. And of course, you don't have to forgive everyone, but maybe with those heart-to-heart conversations, maybe you really just need closure, or maybe just there's things that need to be talked about, especially with this reverse Eight of Wands. If you've been and reverse Four of Pentacles is all about clinging on to things that really aren't serving you. But I feel like maybe this Knight of Pentacles, where this is also kind of happening too, is maybe, your love life is kind of flourishing. You're kind of having fun with it. You really feel connected to these people. But maybe you're going to have to start taking time apart and kind of redirecting in this other area. And maybe that's going to cause some conflict as well. Maybe you have this King of Wands already in your life, and maybe they're kind of, stirring the pot a little bit, and maybe you've been fighting with them a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really seeing Scorpios, your energy is just very misdirected, and it's time to find a new game plan, okay? Time to, go back to the drawing board and really rework it, okay? But I'm really feeling that this is more for like creative projects and ideas, maybe like work or something. So if that is not for you, then I don't really think this is your message. Okay, let's see. We did Cancer, we did Scorpio, Pisces. Messages for Pisces. Okay, the Emperor, Eight of Cups, the Magician. All right. Okay, so I think you guys are really stepping up this week, Pisces. I think it's the most positive in a while. The World reversed, Eight of Pentacles. I don't really like to read the World or the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I don't really like to read those in negative ways because, I think the universe tends to be pretty neutral. One more card, actually. With the Eight of Cups, I think maybe you guys are walking away from things. I think you guys are maybe stepping into this. I think you guys might be stepping away from this Emperor energy and embracing the Magician energy, okay? Because you have the Emperor, Eight of Cups, Magician, the World, Eight of Pentacles, and the reverse Four of Wands. So I think maybe you guys are looking for more excitement, more adventures. You guys are kind of, becoming a main character a little bit more. Yeah. 10 of Wands reverse, and then bottom deck energy is the Three of Wands. So I think you guys there's a need to plan a little bit better, I think, this upcoming week, Pisces, okay? I also think maybe you guys are like, maybe the Emperor and the Magician are in your life right now. That is very possible. I really feel like more like a lot of you guys are in this Emperor energy. You guys are cutting off people, walking away from things that aren't serving you. And Eight of Cups, these aren't easy decisions that you're making this week either. So it could be like you're quitting a job and like you're really uneasy about it, but you really feel like that's what you need to do, or you're just stepping away from people. Deception. Yeah, and maybe there's a magician in your life, okay? Make the effort. Like there's just a really charming person in your life that's like also encouraging you and supporting you as well. If that doesn't sound like maybe sound like anyone in your life, like maybe that's the energy that you're starting to embrace too with walking away from this Eight of Cups, okay? But with the World card here, I really think this is just like meant to be. This is divine energy. For some of you, you guys need you might be walking away from an ex. You're finally releasing them with Release Your Ex. But deception and make the effort. Yeah, I'm really seeing you guys are realizing what truly was in your past, and like seeing it for what it actually was, and then realizing what you have, and you're not really wanting to take that for granted, there we go. And then Eight of Pentacles too. Yeah, so again with this World card, you guys are recognizing there's just so much effort that needs to be made, and you guys are really going for it and you're trying. But again, there's so much effort that I think, yeah, you guys are like this Eight of Pentacles but reverse Four of Wands. You guys are really, that there's more effort, but you guys are getting a little burnt out, and that's fine. So make sure you take rests, okay? Yeah. So there's still a lot of compromises that need to be made, okay? Yeah. I think also too, maybe like this Magician, or maybe if you are in this Magician energy and you have like this someone in the Emperor energy, someone who's just like very, this authoritative person, they take charge, you're very much a leader in your life. They might be placing unwanted burdens on you with the 10 of Wands. And with the reverse Three of Wands, I'm seeing like there's this energy of like, especially with the Magician and Eight of Cups, of just wanting to let go, of just wanting to like go free and be in the world, you know what I mean? But with Make the Effort, I'm seeing it's time for you guys to really step up to the plate, okay? It's more than just walking away, but it's also, picking up the pieces as well. So there's a lot of effort. If you guys are working on project or school, you guys still have a lot of work left to do, a lot of more effort to go as well. With the reverse Four of Wands is also about, relationships, platonic, romantic, any kind, especially with the make the effort card. So I think you guys are going to be really seeing through people this week and seeing them for who they really are, and then also recognizing like what they actually bring you and seeing who needs that effort, who doesn't. But with the Ten of Wands, I do think there are going to have to be compromises made. Because remember, people can't check off every single one of your box, okay? People cannot be perfect all the time, okay? So maybe be lenient there and ask for help too. Rely on others. It's going to be okay, Pisces, okay? And I think you guys are also really worried. You guys are constantly worried about the other shoe dropping with this deception, but not everyone is hiding things from you. And I think if they are, I think that's going to be revealed, okay? You're going to figure that out. But make sure, you're not unjustly accusing people of things or causing fight just to have it. But I'm seeing again with the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, if you guys are waiting for things to come for fruition with the World card here, I think there's still just a little bit, there's still more effort, still more like cycles that you need to go through, lessons that you need to learn, inner healing that needs to be worked through, or just actual like work, like like school or like jobs and stuff like that, that need to that require just a little bit more effort yet before things really start manifesting for you. But I really think overall, I think this is going to be a pretty positive week for your Pisces. But thank you guys all so much. I am sending everyone love. Thank you. Bye.